and welcome back to the channel. My name's Adam Berry and I teach busy people to fit fitness into their lives using the Fitness Collective. But today we're going to get into, can body composition affect your weight loss? To answer this question adequately, we need to first start understanding what is body composition. Then we're going to go through what kind of body fat percentages we'd expect from people, factors that affect your body fat percentage, how do you change it, can you test it, and then we'll find out whether it can or cannot affect how you lose weight. So let's start from the top. What is body composition? Now, body composition is broken down into two things. One, it's your fat, and two, your fat-free mass. Now, your fat is pretty much what it says on the tin. It's broken into separate categories. You have your essential fat, which is fat that we must have in order to just sustain life. Then have your visceral fat, which is fat sitting inside your body, around your organs, things like that. And then you also have your subcutaneous fat, which is the fat kind of under the skin, which is generally the fat that most people kind of see and that are generally unhappy with. And then there's fat-free mass. So what is that? Well, that is everything else your body is made up of, which would be water, bones, organs, everything else, basically. There's a lot to that. You can get into a big rabbit hole, but that's not why we're here. All you need to understand is that body composition, your muscle as well is in fat-free mass. All you need to do is understand that we're going to have fat and fat-free mass. So body fat percentages, it may come as a surprise to you, but men and women exist in different realms of body fat percentages. And the reason for this is that women need more body fat to stay alive. It's the joys of them bearing children, I'm afraid, and men just don't. So our essential fat for men comes out at 2 to 5%. And in women, that's 10 to 13%. What we describe as an athletic shape. For men, they'd have between 6 to 13% body fat. And women, that's 14 to 20%. I bet that's a lot higher than you thought it would be for women. Then in terms of fitness, like, are you just a fit person? It's 14 to 17% for men and 21 to 24% for women. But acceptable body fat is 18 to 24% for men, and for women it is 25 to 31%. And if you're considered obese, chances are if you're male, you have a body fat percentage of 25 and above. And for females, it would be 32 and above. Now, why is body fat percentage important and why are those numbers important to understand? Well, I know a lot of people who fixate on their body fat percentage, on what their body fat percentage is, what their scale says about the body fat percentage. And I know a lot of women compare themselves to men in terms of body fat. And the sooner women start to understand and the sooner we can get the message out there to more and more women, which hopefully this video will do, that it's perfectly normal for women to be a little bit fatter, like literally a little bit fatter. It's perfectly healthy, perfectly reasonable, and absolutely nothing to worry about. When women start dieting down to body fat percentages of below 10 to 13%, that essential range, that's when we start to see health problems like amenorrhea can occur, which is the ceasing up of the period. And the reason that occurs is because your body starts realizing that body fat isn't available. It starts realizing that it starts to think that food isn't readily available, and it will start shutting down non-essential work. It's kind of like, say a business is starting to lose money quite quickly. They will start closing down parts of their operation in order to try and keep the business alive as best they can, whether that's with redundancies, whatever it might be. And that's what your body starts to do as you kind of start reducing your body fat, but mainly if you start going under within the essential body fat section. Right, so now that's like the boring numbers bit and the sciencey bit out the way. Let's get into the meat and drink of the video. So what affects your body fat percentage and therefore your body composition? And some of them you can have no control over at all, which is why body fat percentage is not something I would like my clients to get too fixated on. So number one, it's your genetics. Well, the first thing is your age. The older you are, the more muscle mass you lose year on year, especially if you're not weight training. And therefore, the more muscle we lose, worse our basal metabolic rate will be, because we know that muscle requires more energy to maintain than body fat does. And therefore, you're going to see a reduction in your basal metabolic rate, which is going to affect your body fat percentage, because you're going to be burning less calories at rest. And if you're not moving your diet to account for that, then obviously we're going to be increasing our calories will go up, and therefore we will gain weight. Another thing that affects your body weight is your genetics. The genetics side of this is quite interesting, but all you need to know for the purposes of this video is that basically your genetics determine where you're going to store your body fat, whether it's subcutaneous, whether it's visceral, and the rest of it. And it's also going to determine how much of it your body likes to hold on to. The other things is hormones. Hormones will affect how much water your body likes to cling on to at any one time. And one other thing is your sex. As we've already discovered, women are going to hold more body fat to help prepare them for pregnancy and nursing compared to men, who just don't have to worry about that. Aren't they the lucky ones? How do you change your body fat percentage? In any equation of losing weight, we know we have to get our energy balance organized. So we need to make sure that our calories in is less than our calories out. And that is going to affect your weight loss. However, as I've already mentioned, adding muscle to the body, and if you need to find out more about that, then go and check out my Is Your Metabolism Broken YouTube video. Adding muscle to your body is going to help you affect your body composition. Obviously, muscle affects body composition anyway, because you're building muscle, reducing body fat. But it's also going to protect you in the future, because you're making your body a more efficient engine to run. And therefore, you're going to keep your calorie burn higher as you get older, because muscle requires more calories than body fat to run and to maintain each and every day. So literally, by lifting weights, you are protecting yourself from future weight gain, because you're going to reduce how much muscle you lose as you age. Can you test your body fat percentage? You can't very accurately unless you get an autopsy, but believe it or not, that's quite inconvenient. You've probably seen scales at home, or you've probably gone onto an app and it's judged your body fat percentage based on the information you've given it and stuff. But all of these things are wild estimates. Very, very, very estimated. Even the clever machines at the gym that you might go up to and hold the handles, gives you an impedance reading, send an electrical signal around your body. Even that isn't overly accurate. I mean, mine always comes out about 5%, and I know, looking at my body, I have a higher than 5% body fat percentage. So what does this tell us? Well, it is something that you can measure. If you're using the same scales each and every day, if it's a metric that you want to measure, then sure, go for it. If you want to work on seeing it come down, then chances are you're going to be able to do that by simply losing weight. So it can be another indicator of a bit of weight loss. But other than that, that's about it really. I'm all for people tracking their scales, tracking their body fat percentage on their scales, as long as they don't change the goalposts with it. As long as they don't jump from one method to another, and as long as they don't think that whatever number it churns out, that is a true reading of their body fat percentage. But that being said, if you see it go down, it's a metric going down into your favor, into your goals, and that is something to be celebrated. So can body composition affect weight loss? The golden question, the point of the video, and the answer, I'm pretty sure you're gonna shout at the screen with me, is... yeah, it's yes. Yes, you're right. Of course, if we can put more muscle onto the body and reduce the body fat in our body, then we're going to be able to create bigger swathes of weight loss, because you're going to be increasing your basal metabolic rate. You're going to be increasing how many calories you burn at rest. And that is how your body composition is going to affect your weight loss. Right, that's all you need to know about body composition and how it affects weight loss. I'm Adam Berry, I'm known as the Gym Starter. If you want to find out more about your metabolism, there's a video I've done right here. And if you want to find out how to set your calories, then why don't you head over to my calorie calculator right here. That's it from me. Peace, love, and protein. High fives and positive vibes. Bye!